You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know why he called you an earner. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. You know, so I don't know why J.O. had a thing with Cam. He always had a thing like that. He had a thing with everybody, bro. Pause.
And that H to the Izzo beat was supposed to be Cam's, right?
I didn't know that that was the case because I know I remember I don't remember that, but maybe I don't see Kanye. Kanye wasn't just giving like the beats that that Cam got, like, oh boy, he took that shit. It wasn't like it was given to him. It was just like, oh, this is here, I'm taking this. And I wasn't even mad at it because it was acting funny. I produced Kanye's first record that was on the radio. We Are the Champions on my album, The Dream Team. So I produced that with Kanye. And the reason why he got that beat was because I gave it the sample to Just Blaze to flip, and he was disrespecting me and just ignoring me. And Kanye was like, I'll do it. And then when he did it, I said, because you did it, jump on it. Paul. And then Cam jumped on it and fucking Beanie. It was dope. I think young Chris,
What was the deal with Kanye? Like, why wasn't anybody supporting him as a rapper outside of you?
because like we looked at him, like I never looked at Kanye as a rapper. And Kanye always looked at himself, which is not a bad thing, but he always thought he was bigger than everyone else thought he was until he got there. So no one really took him serious as a rapper. And again, I took him serious as someone that can do an album, make beats, and at least everybody from Rockefeller could jump on the album. So you're gonna get Jay, you're gonna get Cam, all of that. Everyone he made a beat for should do a record for him. But I never looked at him as a rapper. And then when he started rapping, after he broke his jaw, that's when it was like, damn, he's the best producer that could rap, like how Dre could rap. Like, you don't look at Dr. Dre as a rapper. You look at him as a producer. Me knowing Kanye, it would be like Just Blaze starting to rap. I knew them first as producers. It's really hard for me to unsee people the way I first saw them. That's why I like certain people, no matter what they do, how much money they make, I still see them as that same person. And that could be the default. But it's hard to like unsee what you first saw. The reason why I, like, if you look at the movie, the reason why he was like, the contracts took so long is because Jay would not sign off on them. So that was the problem. But again, if I were to tell Kanye, yo, Jay won't sign off on your then he would have like jumped off he would have took it too hard. So I could never really say when it was always me like having to be like, make excuses because things had to move slower because we always had to wait for Homeboy to give his one signature because he always knew that Biggs was going to rock out with me. So he just would torture us to get shit done if it wasn't about him. Now his budgets, they got signed off on very fast. To be honest, there was a time like I had took Kanye's chain off his neck because he was driving me nuts. So when that had happened, he was already like, I had dropped Kanye from Rockefeller. I dropped Kanye. So at that point, I was done with them. I was ready to go do my own thing. I gave people out of respect the opportunity, like, yo, there's Dame Dash, I forgot what the name of the record is, Dash Records, whatever. So I was like, y'all can go over there if they won't with you. But like, really, I'm done with this music shit. Like, I was done. I was burnt out. Everybody was corny to me. Everybody was weird to me. Everybody was manipulative and exploitive. And it just smelled like bad breath. And it still does. Like, you walk into a room and you just could, I just got sick of smelling hot paws, bad stink, demon breath. I didn't want to smell that no more. I didn't want to be around it. I was done. Like, I was done, man. I just
He's
done it for
straightforward.
15 years. So I didn't want to do that shit no more. I wanted to do fashion. So how did I feel? I didn't feel, I wasn't even thinking about it. I just was like, let me go get this Rachel Roy off the ground and turn that into $100 million company, which I did, that nobody talks about.
What made you take his chain?
Because two things. Beans was getting ready. We thought he was going to go to jail for a couple of years. He was on trial. So I was trying to make 4 albums for him or 5, so that if he went to jail, because every time if you sold 500,000 records, I could give you $1 million advance. So if I already have 5 albums that each went gold, while he was in jail, I could always make sure he had 500 grand. So I was just trying to get it all done. And Kanye wouldn't give him any beats. That was one reason. And the other reason why is I had spent like 500,000 to 600,000 with Rockware's money developing his line Pastel. I still got the samples. And all of a sudden he was like, I don't like him no more. And he was just starting to Kanye out. And that was it. I was done. So I was like, man, you got to get out. I was tight. So I had the chain, you know what I mean? People, my inner crew talks about that. Like, damn, you dropped Kanye. I don't give a f. I had done so much to fight for him, it was like, what more can I do? So I just felt like I can't be arguing. I don't care how many records you sell. And that was before that was like when he first got hot. I was more bothered when Beans chose to go with Jay. That one hurt.
Yeah.
Because I'd done a lot and prepared. I chose State Property over Rockware.
Yeah, I figured.
And I wanted
that
to
one.
just roll out with State Property.
Yeah.
But it almost like he tricked Beans to shelf him, and he fucked his life up to me doing that.
I think from there, that when
he, you know what I mean? Like, that was my new
change because of Beans.
Like, I looked at them like NWA, and I liked the clothes better than Rockware. They had Beans trying to, like, I forgot this. I hate when I forget people's names, but the person that was like my partner in doing the licensing for State Property, because sales was telling them that, Rockware was doing this, that, and the third, that State Property should be more like Rockware as opposed to being more like Dickies and Carhartt, which is the way I designed it. And they started signing off on behind my back. It was like, I bet wrong on that one. That might be something good. I would have done different.
So you feel like if Beans would have went with Shu instead of Jay, his career would have been bigger?
What? It's not even the shit I had planned for them. He fucked his own self up for that one. Like, I had the movies, right? I had the clothing line. The clothing line was doing 20 million a year. So we had the movies, the touring, the clothing line. You gotta remember, like, I activated all of those things. Like, I was making Beans when I was talking to Cam about being the vice president, talking to him. I was also talking to Beans. I was making both of them vice presidents because they had labels. I was the one that was strategically growing and planting seeds, to grow their businesses, whether they knew it or not. Whether they knew it was in their best interest or not, I was still doing it. So I made sure everybody had their own movie. Everybody had their own clothing line. Remember, Cam had a fragrance. He had Old Boy a fragrance. I did that.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah, I remember that.
Could you imagine if that would have stayed, if they wouldn't have fucked that up? There's nobody wants to listen to me of it.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I like
man.
when no Diddy, but I do like Dame Dash when he be talking though. He be on point. But
Go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take, man? What Dame Dash was saying?
No, but I didn't know that him and Kanye fell out. I thought him and Kanye was still hanging together at a certain period of time, even though everybody was going different directions. Because Kanye looked up to Dame Dash a lot. Certainly when it came to aspect of the motivation and the way the way he speaks, you see, like, he's very straightforward. He goes to the point. Like, people like him, you always want to keep it around. And like Gore said in the chat, which I do agree with, he said like Dame and Kanye, they like was the two great pretty much motivators. Dame and Kanye. And now when the situation between him and Beans fell out, yeah, I feel I think that's when him and his relationship with Jay-Z started getting rocky, and he said forget it. Because he didn't like that aspect of the deal when it came to that. And I think he didn't expect Beans to leave. Because he invested so much to Beans. So, but when Beans left and say, hey, I'm going with Jay-Z, he knew in his mind, say, no, Beans, the right decision is stay with me, because I'm telling you, we're gonna be like, we're gonna be like the NWA type stuff, but it didn't work out that way. But how can I do want to know your commentary? Shout out to the lovely Mimi, co-host of the Shiesty Avengers, is in the building. She said happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, Mimi. Sweetheart. Now I heard that, but shout out to Toon Wars right now watching us on Instagram, and also Big Brian. 305 also watching us on Instagram. Go right ahead, Hakeem.
So I want people to look at this. I remember this era so vividly. Beanie Sigel was one of my favorite artists. The truth, the reason. His clothes made like Dickies. I personally went to go get me some state property wear. Personally, Dame Dash made everybody eat. When you was around him, everybody eat. When Beans was going to his court case, I remember vividly watching this. Dame Dash was at every single court case. He flew in to Philadelphia every time. Jay-Z was not at one. Dame wanted everybody to be their own bosses. He's from Harlem. He's a hustler. And this is why it's so sad that I say Dame is the uncle you always wanted. If you want to get rich, you hang around Dame. If you want to be your own boss, hang around Dame. I would pay, if I had the money, I would pay $250,000 to sit and talk to him. He is the blueprint of what we need. Nobody ate with Jay-Z. Nobody became rich with Jay-Z. Everybody in that era is not here. No disrespect to him. He'll block you. So what he says is 100% true. All facts, no lies.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, Hakeem, they're not gonna look at Dame Dash, spin the game. What are they gonna look at? They're gonna look at the person that got the most money, and that's Jay-Z. That's the
Facts.
thing.
Facts. No, that's a fact.
Okay,
That's a fact.
but who got the most
But
money,
listen,
man?
one
Shout out to
caveat.
Daryl Long. That's also in the building, but that's facts.
One caveat, but the messed up thing, you can't look at the guy who got the most money. I want to look at the guy who made everybody else around him eat. Who else is a millionaire like him?
Right.
I don't even see Memphis Bleak with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, there was heavy hitters back in the early 2000s and everything. I remember all that back in the day. But yeah, man, it's just sad to see, 20 years ago, how they was all together, the Rockaware and everything. They was built together, and now 24 years later, everybody on their different paths and everything, and everybody else, from outside seeing as Jay-Z, as he's as a successor, because he has the most money, he has the power, he is the billionaire, and Dame Dash Kanye was a billionaire at the time, but they see Jay-Z at the top and everything. But yeah, whatever did with Dave Dash is doing, he was trying to, he want, like Sarah Hakeem was right, he want everybody to eat. And he would and continue want everybody to eat till this day and everything. But when egos get involved, and when one person seen as the superstar and everything, and then they get instead of staying in the group, they get outside the group and hear other people say, "Hey, you could do this, you could do that, you could do this." You Jay-Z, you could do this, you could do that. And he's giving you this, we'll double that and everything. Instead of staying there together, building a pot, building the brand. So instead of everybody separate right now, if they was all together, they'll be an unstoppable force, unstoppable black company force. Nobody would have messed with them. They would have been powerful. But as like I said, when egos get involved, and your own egos get involved, stuff can change like that. And unfortunately, us at Chaoscultureradio, we have no egos over the ball. We all about Chaoscultureradio, nothing else. And that's what we're gonna do. And that's how you keep building. The 5, 10, 15 years from now. Just wait, y'all. Wait till you see. I guarantee you.
We the new NWA.
The biggest thing on the planet.
Yep, there you go. The biggest thing on the planet. Shout out to Jordan Hurdon. We got a super chat. Go right ahead, Jordan Hakeem. Y'all can go ahead and read the super chat. Go right ahead.